Slenderman is a creature known far and wide, known both online and offline, but due to his most recent ventures into live action, his namesake has been dampened and somewhat forgotten. Yes, his influence resulted in games, movies, web series, etc., but over time his image is not what it once was. Today, I aim to take a look back at the Slenderman's origins, as well as his journey through media stardom, which unfortunately led to over-commercialization and ended up with Slenderman becoming a crestfallen creature that no one remembers, let alone fears. This is the Monster Files. Slenderman's origins aren't unique by today's standards, but at the time it was quite irregular. Slenderman's story begins back in mid-2009 on the Something Awful forums. Something Awful is a comedy website that has grown notoriety over the number of years it's been around due to its forums. On these forums back in 2009, a user asked the people of Something Awful to make some fake paranormal images. Creating paranormal images has been a hobby of mine for quite some time. Occasionally I stumble upon odd websites showcasing strange photos, and I always wondered if it were possible to get my own chops in a book, documentary or website just by casually leaking it out onto the web, whether they'd be supplements to bogus stories or not. So let's make a shitload. This post exploded and users started photoshopping creepy images. But then, one user, by the name of Eric Knudsen, using the username Victor Surge, added 2 pictures, which immediately gained traction and caused the people of the forum to make their own interpretations of this creature that was quickly dubbed the Slender Man. People began writing their own stories about the creature and became enamored with it. The original images from the forum got posted all over the internet and quickly gained a small cult following, gaining some traction, but not being huge. In my opinion, there were 2 things that helped Slenderman become a household name. Number 1, Marble Hornets. Marble Hornets was an internet series / ARG, also released back in June of 2009. In fact, the series was apparently started 10 days after the post in the Something Awful forum. Marble Hornets was a series that spanned over 5 years, starting on June 20th of 2009 and ending on June 20th of 2014. For those of the uninitiated, Marble Hornets was about our main character, Jay, trying to figure out why a film he was working on with a group of friends was abruptly cut short 3 years ago. The title of that film being Marble Hornets. Jay manages to find some old footage from the production 3 years ago, but it seems that in the background of these tapes, we constantly see our friend lurking in the back. In this series, Slenderman is dubbed the Operator. As a result of Jay seeing the Operator, him and his friends are tortured and stalked by the creature. I don't want to talk about it too much, as I am a fan of this web series. Whilst the acting clearly isn't the best, it is a very charming web series that helped Slenderman grow as a figure and put him on the map. I highly suggest watching Nightmine's explanation series on the topic, as the series can get a bit all over the place, and as more of the ARG parts of the story are very cryptic and require code breaking and multiple links and stuff like that, it'll save you a lot of time if you want to get into the web series, which yet again I highly recommend you do. But bear in mind, these Nightmine videos are very intriguing but also incredibly long, as Marble Hornets was a series spanning 5 years in the making. Link on screen and in the description. Number 2, and probably the thing that everyone on the internet has seen or at least heard of once, Slender, the 8 Pages. Whilst Marble Hornets was ongoing for 5 years, slowly helping the Slenderman mythos gain some traction, Slender the 8 Pages is what made Slenderman a household name, an icon even overnight. Back in June of 2012, PewDiePie, Markiplier, Smosh, iDubbbz, the annoying Orange for Christ's sake, everyone was playing this game on the internet. This made Slenderman a worldwide phenomenon, and almost immediately so. The game itself was ridiculously bare bones from a design perspective and was more of a proof of concept than anything, but it stuck. People have made countless fan versions of this game over the years, countless short films and creepypastas, and thanks to the combined popularity, it gained a whole lot of fans. But as a result of this popularity, the brand of Slenderman and Marble Hornets had grew large, and some companies had noticed. Also around this time, creepypastas and their younger fans began to become fans of Slenderman as well, and as a result of this, began to make use of the character in numerous ways, making him a father figure in a creepypasta household where he would take care of other creatures from the internet, like Jeff the Killer and Ben Drowned. Fans started making parodies of Slenderman, Trenderman, Splenderman, Offenderman, The fandom around Slenderman started to make him a lot less like a haunting cryptid and more like a Wattpad fanfiction. And then, in 2013, to try and capitalise on this Slenderman craze, Slenderman The Arrival was released to positive reviews, giving the Slenderman some narrative elements and improving the gameplay of the 8 pages. This again was played by everyone and their mother, but it wasn't played to anywhere near the degree of Slender the 8 pages. And then in 2015, a year after the Marble Hornets web series had finished, a low-budget feature-length adaptation was released. This isn't a review video, so I'll leave my gripes with this film at the door. All you need to know is that this movie didn't see stellar reviews, and in my opinion, harmed the overall perception of Slenderman more than any shitty rap battles could. At this point, post Marble Hornets movie, there wasn't much Slenderman related things happening, and for multiple years this was the case, and Slenderman was kind of forgotten. Yes, sure, everyone knew who he was, but no one was scared of him or even unsettled by him. He became a joke, a character kids would use when making their OCs and would make constant parodies of. This was until 2018 when the Slenderman movie was announced. Slenderman was back on everyone's minds and people were excited, but unfortunately, this opportunity to reach the mainstream with the name of Slenderman was botched.
So I just saw Slender Man and it was awful.
The movie reached commercial success box office wise, but was lambasted critically. In layman's terms, the movie was terrible and heard Slenderman's name again. And at this point, Slenderman had a pretty fragile reputation, and now it was in a state of non-repair. Slenderman movies and projects, from my knowledge, have been released since 2018, but because of Slenderman's reputation being laughable due to the failed attempts to commercialise him, he sits forgotten in his tomb along with other monsters and creatures of the internet that are no longer seen as scary, due to a combination of their fans and companies' attempts to sell them. Slenderman was once the internet boogeyman. Started on the internet, people created his lore, saying that he was originally written about in German folklore, stating that he was originally the Grossman or the Tall Man. He was photoshopped into countless images that circulated all over the internet and unsettled people across the globe. But due to the younger fan base surrounding him, as well as the attempt to commercialise him as a brand, Slenderman remains overlooked by the internet now, and is simply regarded as a part of the modern internet's past. Thanks for watching. Sorry I didn't really talk about the Slenderman stabbings, because I really wanted to focus on Slenderman from more of a media perspective and less so what some twisted teenagers have done. Links in the description for Nightmind and Marble Hornets, in case you're curious. I would highly recommend it again. Also, who should I talk about next in this little series? I've got a couple ideas myself, but let me know what you think, because I'm not really sure, so please feel free to give me your thoughts. Also, if you're here from the Vivinos video, which kind of blew up, thank you. Unlike some of my other videos, but thank you. You might be glad to hear that my next video will be on another Korean animation channel called JOSIPU, or Jo_Sipu, however you pronounce it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day, and toodles my doodles. Peace.